All the work that I've put in, all the work I've done, all the base work that I've laid throughout the years, this is what it sums up to.
Hello, this video is about overall running speed development. Part of warming up often includes runs at various intensity levels. Your athletes may run 60 to 70 meters or so at 65% for this run, 75% for the next run, and throughout this process, it's a good way to develop some good technique. Now, for your younger ages that only know one gear when asked to run short distances, especially if someone is running with them, and what I mean by that is the young kids may just want to run as fast as they can, you may want to have them run individually and tell them, you know, don't run so fast this time, or you may give them a longer distance to run to force them to run slower in order to last. An important part of technique development, however, in this way is for the coach to recognize what is appropriate and acceptable for efficiently moving up the track at the different intensity levels. In a training run, an athlete reacting well while backing off the intensity, easing into the run, and maybe spreading out his or her acceleration and then maintaining whatever top speed should look different than someone pretty much going all out from the beginning. I say the coach needs to understand this because the athletes oftentimes will intuitively do good things to keep up with the competition while lasting for the run. Now, an important point to get across to the athlete, though, is the intensity that is required to support the top speed at whatever intensity level of the run. Contrary to this is the get to a certain speed and level off and not continue with the necessary intensity to keep things going like you're supposed to. And part of this, in certain instances, is the athlete trying to run with what they have been told is good technique, while the training run is really a sub-max run. They're not asked to run really fast, but the coach is saying, you know, this, do that, and it results in athletes many times sitting back and other things that are not conducive to good running. Stay tuned. Sprinting from different scenarios can help develop starting and acceleration abilities. This includes during various sports. Although during training runs, it is appropriate to do all types of things to ease into the runs to save wear and tear on the legs, moving into the start in different ways, rolling. I even accept some false starting if someone's trying to time my commands to the line, to mark, set, go. Anything to save wear and tear from the vigorous pushing off. And that's not a bad thing. But I also believe it is important for an athlete to acquire the skill of being able to be sufficiently bent and balanced in a standing start stance and get off to a really nice explosive start without cheating. Cheating meaning moving into the start. Because I believe this skill carries over to other starting positions. Now the positions may change, one hand on the ground with the 3-point start, two hands with the 4-point start, the hips being as high as the shoulder or higher than the shoulders when you're in the set position in those positions. Those may change, but having the center of mass in a good spot in relation to the starting line, being balanced while being poised to react well, move and explosively accelerate, having good acceleration angles, those are aspects that can carry over I don't believe standing up straight, leaning and collapsing at the joints like a number of people will want to do. I don't think that carries over well. And once again, I'm talking about if someone's trying to get a good start. I don't mean you're trying to save your legs by just standing up straight and sort of leaning into it. If someone was to say, all right, we're going to race here, stand and start, and someone's trying to do a good job, them thinking that that represents good technique. One thing that can lead to is too low of an acceleration angle, resulting in zigzag running to try to keep your balance. Now, intending to move up the track explosively, that results in a little wideness with the first few strides before the path of the strides narrows is common. But intending to be wide as a crutch for balance can negatively affect hip height and stride length and can bleed into the rest of the race. Okay? A good standing start position should give the athlete the feeling of being sufficiently bent at the line. The hips should feel sufficiently close to the line. The feet should feel sufficiently spaced apart. The head likely will be beyond the line, and oftentimes the shoulders will feel like they are beyond the line as well. The knee of the forward leg likely will feel like it is at the line. Note the very subtle movement of the front foot off of its spot as the body moves forward during the push-off. Observe how they move into position and also watch the feet during the initial movement and push-off. It is when required to be stationary in a stand and start that the front foot may move a bit off of its spot during initial movement and pushing off. Front foot typically does not move off of its spot like this when the athlete is allowed to roll forward during standing starts. And of course, it definitely doesn't move off its spot during 3-point and 4-point starts. Here is an 800-meter Olympic final with world record holder David Rudisha in lane 4. Lane 4 here starts and accelerates well from a standing start. Over time, having patience as the athlete develops at his or her own rate, at some point special performances should occur. Check out my blogs for more specifics of how this is accomplished. Thanks for checking out this video. Click the subscribe button for easy access to my other videos. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Visit my website, youthspeedcoach.com, to check out my blogs that go into more in depth than my videos. Info on enlisting my training services are also on my website. See you next video.